What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about which high fire rate shotgun I think is best in Chapter 4 Season 3. So we're going to be comparing the Mythic drum shotgun to the exotic maven shotgun because those are the two best in this season. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful or informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below which you think is better between the Mythic drum shotgun and the exotic Heisted maven shotgun. So for starters, we're going to talk about how you get these weapons. With the drum shotgun, it's very simple. You just capture the flag on island at 4th zone, and then you get it similar to how you got the overclocked pulse rifle from last season. Obviously, this is easier said than done. You're oftentimes going to have to fight people on the island and, get that alone time to capture the flag long enough. Whereas, with the exotic maven, it's just completely random how you get this weapon. It can be found in the hollow chest for 2 keys. So you have to find a hollow chest that contains it, and then also have 2 keys to be able to unlock it and get it. So that's pretty random. Or you can get it from the exotic grab bag augment, which is, again, double random. You have to get this augment, and then you also have to get the exotic maven from the augment, because it's not a guaranteed chance at the exotic maven. You can also get the run and gun SMG or the breacher shotgun. So with the maven shotgun, there's a decent degree of randomness, but it can be pretty easy some games. Sometimes you might already have 2 keys, come upon a hollow chest, and then it's there, simple, super easy. Whereas the mythic drum, it's more inconvenient to get. It's probably more difficult to capture the island than it is to just open a hollow chest, but it is more consistent in the sense that it's going to spawn the same way every game. If you want to get the mythic drum, you can make the play to go for the island and get it. So I'm not really sure which to give the edge in this regard. What makes these weapons special is that with the exotic maven, you get a boosted fire rate and boosted movement speed once you hit an opponent with it, and this effect stacks. The first time you hit them, you get a little benefit, and then the second time you get an even more of a benefit, and so on and so forth. And so you get up to 50% boosted movement speed and up to 50% boosted fire rate, which is insane. But the thing is, the maven doesn't have the largest magazine size, so by the time you have the largest benefit possible with this exotic maven, you're going to have to reload anyways, and that makes the shotgun reloading augment that makes you reload shotguns faster really good with this exotic maven shotgun. The mythic drum shotty is very similar to the base drum shotty, but it has a much better aim down sight accuracy. When you aim in with the mythic drum shotty, it's pretty much perfectly accurate, and that makes it a lot more consistent at those slightly longer ranges, which is good because this is one of the key weaknesses of the weapon, and we'll get to that later on. In addition to these minor benefits, both of these weapons also have just better stats than the default counterparts. They have better damage than, the exotic maven has better damage than the legendary maven, and the mythic drum has better damage than the mythic drum, and then they also both have better fire rates. That's just kind of par for the course as far as upgrade and rarity for Fortnite weapons. When it comes to damage, the maven just straight wins out on this. It's just the nature of the weapons. The maven has a slower fire rate than the drum, but it has a higher damage, whereas the drum has a higher fire rate but a lower damage. When it comes to consistency on the damage, though, I feel like neither of these are the best, but maybe I would give it to the maven. The drum does have a larger reticle, but again, as far as damage output goes, they're pretty comparable because the drum has a better fire rate, and then the exotic maven also has the potential for blank shots, which is pretty frustrating. I've played Fortnite for many years. The exotic maven shotgun, for whatever reason, is the most bugged weapon I've ever used in this game in terms of blank shots. And it's not just my experience. I know other streamers that have had this problem. I know viewers that have had this problem. And everybody is biased in their own favor. In the heat of a moment during a fight, you might miss shots and be like, wow, why didn't those count? And then you watch it back and you're like, okay, I was off. But I've had people clip times with the exotic maven where it just straight up gives me no damage, even though I'm clearly on the person. So the exotic maven is a very buggy weapon in that regard, and that is pretty grief because we were talking about, it starts out with a slower fire rate, and then as you hit shots, you get a better fire rate. So having a shot or 2 not count, not only are you missing out on damage in that time, but you're missing out on ramping your weapon up to its maximum potential. So I feel like the blank shots is one of the things that's the main downside to this weapon. When you look at the damage stats of these weapons, the maven looks like the clear favorite, but if you guys use shotguns in Fortnite, they're not always the most consistent thing, especially these high fire rate shotguns, and the exotic maven takes that to the next level, and even sometimes blanks. But when it works out and everything goes well, the maven definitely has better damage. The maven also has better range than the drum shotgun. just flat out. But one of the nice things about the Mythic Drum, like I talked about, is the aim down sight benefit. And so you can use this Mythic Drum at further ranges than I would feel comfortable using the Maven, because when you ADS, it is perfectly accurate. You're still not going to be hitting for, you know, an absorbent amount of damage, but it is solid amount of damage for the weapon's fire rate. So I feel like this is one of the main benefits of the Mythic Drum. It gets more versatile in a sense because you have that ADS benefit, whereas the exotic Maven just gets better at killing in close range. When it comes to fire rate, which is super important for these spammy shotguns, the Drum does have just a straight up better fire rate than the Maven. Even the exotic Maven at its best, I believe, gets up to 50% boosted fire rate, and it has a base of 1.4, so 50% of that would be 0.7. So in theory, the exotic Maven's best fire rate should be 2.1. I'm not sure if the in-game stats on this are correct, because it definitely feels comparable, if not faster than the Drum when I use it. But based on the stats, the Drum should shoot faster than the exotic Maven, even when the exotic Maven has its best fire rate. So when it comes to fire rate, the Drum just flat out wins out. Another super simple statistic is going to be the mag size. The Maven has 5, the Drum has 12, I believe. It is very simple. One nice thing about the Maven, though, is that it can reload one shell at a time, whereas the Drum is just like a mag, so you can't, you know, if you need one more shot to kill somebody and you know that person's incredibly weak, you can't just put the shot in and then easily, you know, finish off the opponent. You have to do a full reload. But I think the mag size is also one of the key weaknesses of the exotic Maven, because the fire rate does get very good when you have the boosted effect. It's easy to run through all of your like few shots. After you hit like 2, you're shooting really fast, and those final 3 are going to come out quick. If you get a blank shot in there, you might take more shots to finish off an opponent. This really matters in team game modes, or if you get third partied. And a flat out, you know, 1v1 in a room, you and the opponent both facing each other, no cover, the exotic Maven shotgun is probably the best weapon in the game, although fights like that aren't preferred, and, you know, a lot of fights don't happen in isolation. I think one of the biggest problems with the exotic Maven not only is the blank shots, but also the magazine size. If you are in a situation where you're dealing with multiple targets, or if you get third-partied, which, you know, if you guys play Fortnite, you know that's pretty much always happening, especially in endgame. That's another reason why having the fast reload augment is very good. Like I said, I just think that's the biggest weakness of the exotic Maven. My final, like, kind of opinion on these weapons is that the exotic Maven is probably better, but I feel more comfortable with the Mythic Drum. Because of the blank shots, like I said, I've just had a terrible experience with this weapon for whatever reason this season. I think I'm definitely, you know, on the worst end of experiencing those blank shots a lot. And so that kind of just makes me not have very much confidence in the weapon. Despite it being very, very good, it's probably one of the best weapons in the game. It also has a lower floor because of that. You know, if you have a few bad shots with it, it doesn't have the largest mag size and it can get you killed. Or if you get a few blank shots during a fight, that can get you killed. Whereas the Mythic Drum might not have as high of highs, but it's just very, I don't know if consistent would be the right word, because the Drum shotgun isn't the most consistent weapon in terms of damage, but it's like the value you get out of the weapon feels very consistent. It's going to do the same thing every time. It might take an extra shot or 2 in some fights, but the mag size is fine for that. And so I feel more comfortable or more confident playing off of the Mythic Drum shotty, even though I do think the exotic Maven is probably just a better shotgun in a straight up 1v1 fight. And I really do like the ADS benefit of the Drum, because that shores up one of the main weaknesses of the Drum shotty, and that's just that it's terrible range and it's terrible pellet spread. Whereas like if you're in a situation where you are able to get aimed shots off with this Mythic Drum, like maybe you're playing cover, you have a little bit of distance between you and the opponent, it is actually very good. So if I had to use one of these, I think I'd rather take the Mythic Drum, but I think I'm definitely going to be in the less popular choice there. I think most people rate the exotic Maven much better. As far as the base weapons go, I, again, don't really enjoy using the Maven shotgun. I think the exotic Maven shotgun is much, much, much better than the base Maven. So if I had to choose between using a base Drum or a base Maven, I think I would also choose the base Drum. But I don't really use the high fire rate shotguns too much one way or the other. That is going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of this down in the comments below, which weapon you prefer. Like I said, I think most people are going to prefer the exotic Maven. Probably is better, but I just feel more confident with the Mythic Drum, knowing that I don't have to worry about blank shots as much, and knowing that the weapon is just going to be a little more consistent overall. If you guys enjoyed this, give it a like. If you'd like some more, subscribe, or give it a like, subscribe if you'd like some more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. That's actually so tragic for that player. The only reason I knew he was there is because of view distance. Like, you see that box doesn't load when I'm not peeking it. Like, when I'm not ADSing. And then, like, I saw him there, even though, like, the box could have been there. I don't understand how it's not hitting. The hardest part is just being on the right weapon. Oh, I have no ammo? Like, that guy was playing the fight so weird, so I could just... It was... odd. I think the other guy's in this ditch because we haven't been third-party yet, and there was, like, a piece of it that was still in zone. GG's. Was that 21? Yeah, not bad.